Just jumping in to announce that my comic Cryptid Lake is finally out. It's available in both Tapas and Webtoon. On Tapas, pages update on Monday and Wednesdays, and on Webtoon they update on Wednesdays every 2 weeks. Thank you so much for your support, and now onto the video.
Hello everyone! I just came back home after watching the amazing Sonic 3 movie and I absolutely loved it. It was incredibly funny, the characters were really charming, and it was overall a really fun experience, like Mario movie levels of fun. As a kid I wasn't really into Sonic games. I don't know what happened, I guess as a kid I was just more into Mario, but I'd be lying if I didn't say that I've always loved the concept of the series, and that love only grew when I got the chance to see the first Sonic movie a few years back. And this third one was so good, it might just send me into a brand new fandom. Like, I'm very tempted to see old playthroughs of the games to get a grasp on the whole story. Actually, if you guys have a good game or series recommendation to new fans, please comment in the comments down below. And since I've been so enamored with the franchise lately, and some of you guys also asked for it, I decided to celebrate by turning 4 of Sonic's most iconic characters into human design / gijinkas. Make way for the most iconic blue blur. First up is Sonic. Sonic is the titular character of the series, and he is a free-spirited hedgehog known for his Sonic speed. Sonic left his home in Christmas Island at a young age to pursue adventures. Since then, he has gone far and wide and got into all sorts of hijinks. Since Sonic has very special abilities, he's been defending and protecting his world from various threats, like for example Dr. Eggman, or also known as Dr. Robotnik. I've mentioned the movie before, technically it was my official introduction to Sonic lore. I think they did it really well, the designs and effects were really well executed, the story was really good, and the movie was a fun experience. So much so that I bet a lot of people forgot about the Ugly Sonic debacle. Because yes, I was there when they released the first renders of Sonic, and yes, I was pretty horrified as well. I still don't know how that happened, it was so far off from the original Sonic design. I guess they wanted a realistic Sonic, but like, I don't know how they didn't realize they were getting dangerously close to the Uncanny Valley. And this is coming from someone that actually loves Uncanny Valley stuff. Don't get me started with the realistic, muscular Sonic legs. It's just, I don't know, man. And this was after people getting mad at the Cats movie adaptation that, for the record, has the same issue. And it was also after the success of Detective Pikachu, so I don't know what they were thinking. Thankfully, they saw the backlash and didn't go through with that design. They were actually pretty understanding and they ended up reanimating a ton of scenes with the new design, hoping that the money they spent doing so would be worth it. And boy, was it worth it. I genuinely believe that we would not have a third movie if that design had hit theaters. When I was turning Sonic into a human, I really wanted to make him seem like a genuinely nice guy that is always happy to hang out. I gave him this big smile, spiky blue hair to match his hedgehog quills, and a sporty outfit. Sonic's always ready to run, so I really wanted to give him a comfortable fit that he can really move in. So shorts, an undershirt, and a sleeveless hoodie, because honestly Sonic just struck me as the type of guy that would own one. I also gave him a small cross bag since I thought a backpack would maybe be too bulky to comfortably run with. And I was able to sneak in a golden ring charm as well. I also took extra care when drawing his sneakers. They're different from the video game ones, but they still look nice. I usually have trouble designing sneakers, I'm simply not used to it. Thankfully, they came out pretty decent. And now, our favorite two-tailed fox, Miles Tails Prower. Tails is a fox cub that was born with an extra tail. Because of this, he used to be the target for constant bullying from the other kids. But once he met Sonic, those days were no more. Tails would tag along on Sonic's adventures, and he would prove to be a great hero himself. Tails is able to rotate his tails and fly like a helicopter. He is smart and crafty, a genius inventor and mechanic. He admires Sonic, but I'd argue that since they met, Tails has accomplished enough things to be considered a hero in his own right. Tails is absolutely adorable. I really like him. He's really sweet and shy. He's literally my favorite archetype. And he might actually be my favorite character in the Sonic franchise. He's baby, so he got special treatment. When I designed this human version, I wanted to make a few things clear. For example, I wanted Tails to be significantly shorter and younger than all the other characters I'm drawing today. Tails almost never wears clothes. They even make a joke about that in Sonic Boom, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have accessories. In true robotic genius fashion, sometimes Tails wears goggles. So I kept that. Goggles are always such an easy way to convey inventor. I'm guilty of using this crutch myself with my OC Iris as well. But what am I supposed to do? It fits so well. Tails strikes me as the type of person able to just lose himself in his personal projects, so I wanted to draw him dressed in a very clumsy way. Messy hair, mismatched socks, with the overall strap hanging. Appearance doesn't matter too much for him, I don't think, only comfort and functionality. So much so that his face is still stained from his last project and he hasn't even noticed yet. Overalls are great because they're comfortable and keep the clothes underneath clean, and the sweater that he uses might get in the way sometimes, but it's so warm and comfy that it makes up for it. I kinda want to give the sweater meaning, like it was made by someone special in his life, but I just don't have enough knowledge about the series to speculate who would do something like that for Tails. Maybe Amy, maybe Cream, who knows, maybe one day I'll come up with an answer. When it comes to his hair, I wanted to keep these 3 spikes, even though it looks kinda odd with his fluffy curly hair. Well, at least it makes his silhouette more distinct. And finally, because I couldn't ignore it of course, I gave him a rag that ties in 2 to allude to his twin tails in the original design. And now our favorite meathead, who's also a feminist, Knuckles. Yes, I've seen a lot of Sonic Boom clips. Sue me. Knuckles is the last known survivor of an echidna tribe, making him the first main character to not be based on a specific animal. His role is to protect the Master Emerald, which is a gem that has the power to balance the chaos power of the Chaos Emeralds. Again, as someone pretty new to the franchise, I see the Chaos Emeralds as like a power-up of sorts, although I think you have to have them all for them to do something. Still, they give Sonic a pretty neat super version. Since he's the last one, Knuckles has lived a good chunk of his life in solitude. This solitude made his social skills pretty bad, and mind you, this wildly depends on the version, but more than likely Knuckles has a very serious and stoic personality, very no-nonsense, or at least in his perspective, very focused and loyal to his cause. The only problem is that Knuckles is also pretty naive and gullible. He might be super strong, but he lacks social experience, and this leads to him being manipulated by others, mainly Dr. Robotnik, so that Knuckles would end up opposing Sonic. So, a really strong guy, has a good heart, not very smart. I really like him. To be fair, I don't know a Sonic character I outright dislike, but still, he's pretty fun. In the movies, he especially has some pretty funny bits, and I think most people like Knuckles quite a bit because they started to work on a TV series with him as the main character, and I honestly can't wait to see it myself. When I designed this human version, I wanted him to give off the same serious vibes, so he has a very determined expression. He's also a fighter first and foremost, so I made sure to pose him in a wide stance, like he's ready to fight at any moment. I drew him much taller and fitter than the rest of the cast. I also designed his outfit with that in mind. Like Sonic, Knuckles needs comfortable clothes that he can move in pretty easily, a sleeveless shirt, white pants and comfortable sneakers. Since he loves to fight with his hands, I strapped his hands and forearms with those bandages that boxers use to protect their knuckles. And I also gave him gloves similar to the ones in his original design. They're a bit more casual, but they still have the little spikes on them. Finally, I want to talk about his hair. Knuckles has a pretty unique hairstyle, especially for the time. It's no longer super unique because of all the characters the comics added. Speaking of which, I heard there's like a pretty interesting story going on with that, but I don't have time to talk about it. Just know I know about it, and it's crazy. But anyway, I thought dreads would look pretty cool on him, and I was right. And finally, does every rose come with thorns? Why not ask our last character, Amy Rose? Amy Rose is possibly one of the most iconic Sonic characters. She made their debut in 1993 in Sonic CD and has appeared in almost every Sonic game since then. She started off as a damsel in distress, much like most of female characters in platformers in the 90s, and has since become a stronger character, independent, and with the ability to hold her own in a fight. It's, Princess Peach-like situation, except Amy evolved from her damsel in distress phase way faster. Amy is also a hedgehog, and she was clearly meant to be Sonic's love interest. I say it like this because it was never really made official, I don't think so anyway, but it's pretty clear that Amy not only admires Sonic, but also has a pretty massive crush on him. She is cheerful and optimistic and determined to a fault, sometimes to the detriment of everyone. She's passionate and romantic, as shown by her relationship with Sonic, and long gone are the days of damsel in distress. Amy is strong in her own right. She's not afraid to fight, especially if it's to help out her friends. She has numerous abilities, but her most known weapon is her Pico Pico hammer. That looks like a toy hammer, but I can assure you it is not. When I was designing her human version, theoretically my work would be much easier, because Amy and the other Sonic female characters are as close to human as an anthropomorphic animal can get. Her hair, for example, already looks like a usual human hairstyle, hairband and all. She wears clothes, unlike her male counterparts. She wears a dress, shoes, and gloves. She wears bracelets. I could have gone the easy route and just copied that, but I didn't want to. I wanted to have fun. So, Amy gives me major summer vibes. I don't know why, she just does. So I really wanted her to have a cute, girly and summery outfit. She's not super ready for a battle, but rest assured, she can still kick butt. I wanted to show her bubbly personality by having her pose vibrantly. The hair is mostly the same as her original design. I gave her a red frilly shirt with denim shorts. Her strap sandals also have golden rings for decoration. I didn't want to give her gloves. I didn't think it was an integral part of her character, but I really liked her bracelets, so I kept them. After watching Sonic 3, I thought her bracelets might be power inhibitors, like Shoujo's, but after researching a little bit, it turns out they're just regular old bracelets. Shame. I don't usually do this, but I decided to paint her nails to hammer down just how cute and girly she is. So with that, tell me which drawing you like the most, as well as your favorite Sonic character. I'd love to make a part 2 if you guys enjoyed the video, so make sure to let me know. And with that, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like and subscribe if you liked the video. If you want to see more stuff from me, I'm also on Instagram and Twitter at momopurin_chan, on Kara at momopurin, and on Blue Sky at momopurin-chan. Thank you so much, and until next time, bye!